Hello everyone in Saberland and Prop World. This is Scott from the different forums and also Crucible Custom Props. So what you're looking at here are 4 sabers, some known quantities of sizes, and the reason is this is the Sid. This is the Sid run from Korbanth's Sid saber from Korbanth's run. But I wanted to show you guys how small it actually is next to some known size sabers. So we have my Real Parts OB1, Orbital Machining OB Phantom Menace, and a Graflex. Because everybody knows just about how big a Graflex actually is. Let me move that back some. So you can see how small, and here's my hand for comparison, how small that actually is. It's very, very tiny. It's based on a 7/8 inch inner diameter, so a little bit forgiving there as far as width-wise, but length-wise, you can see it's really, really small. So it's probably the smallest saber I've ever done. As far as difficulty, I've seen them done a couple different ways. LDM has them done where he has switches in the pommel vent holes. He has a long stem tactile switch down there. I think it was JK Sabers did where the activation was up here. So that's what I chose to do, was where this was going to be the activation. These are not lit, they're just static. So here's a Tri-Rebel. It's got a Tri-Rebel red, white in there. It's got a Nano Biscotti version 2.0 with a flash on clash with a power extender. It's got a Custom Saber Shop 20mm speaker and an 18350 3.7 volt lithium ion battery. It does have in-hilt recharge. So let me talk about a little bit about how this is made. So it's made out of stainless steel and it's polished. So let's show you that. Really, it's actually very pretty. It's polished. You can see some of the casting here. It's very hard to polish inside those lines, but personally I don't have a problem with it. I actually kind of like it. I really didn't have any, whoops, I turned it on, but I didn't have any love for the saber before doing this, and it's actually quite comfortable in the hand, and I can see the appeal now. But this is how it came. So basically it's the stainless steel body and an anodized aluminum pommel cap here, anodized aluminum greebly here, which also serves to hold this in. 2 LEDs. This is a 2-piece, 3-piece emitter section. So we have the main tube here. We have this crown, and we have this. This is an anodized piece that slips over the main tube. And how this is put in together, there's one set screw that holds it all together right there. And there's only about 1/4 inch of depth. It only really goes to about right there. That's about all the depth there is holding that whole piece in. I wish it was threaded, but it's not. That would have been ideal if it was threaded in. So right now there's only that set screw holding it in, and the tolerance is loose enough to where with a blade in it, full weight of a blade, it would wobble back and forth a bit. So what I did was I shimmed it up, got it as tight as I could, and it's in there as about as secure as it's going to get. I would not duel with this. In fact, I didn't. For Randy, I suggested if he's not going to duel with this or do any hard swing or playing, I wasn't going to bother putting a blade retention screw in there. I didn't want to spoil the looks of it for something like that, because this is just the way it is. You can play with it and swing it around, but I wouldn't be hitting things with it or anything really like that. It's just the weight of the blade is just too much for that tiny bit of purchase that this whole emitter section has there. And the way I did it is, as you can see, there's a heat sink down there, and the heat sink is sitting right at the very base of the main tube here. It's fastened in with a 440 set screw, but then there's a switch retention ring right underneath here, and just a normal tactile switch. Let me show you how to get, this is also instructions for Randy, so this is how you get inside it to change fonts or recharge it. You need your Allen wrench, just unscrew this greavely screw right here. Okay, set it aside. This comes out. Now the wires are, you'll see the recharge port down there. The wires are hot glued here to the speaker and to the board. So you can just use this to gently pull, and this chassis comes out. I machined a Delrin chassis for the Nano Biscotti to sit on. It's got, you can reach your SD card right there if you need to, pushing in, pushing out. Kill key right there, and that's really only for storage or something like that. You don't really have to have that in there because the Nano Biscotti will go to sleep. And what I do is just gently twist it around so you have everything kind of tidied up, and push that in until you see, let's see, push it in until you see the hole for the screw to line up. And then, this is probably the trickiest part of all, just getting the threads to start on that little screw. Snug it down and you're good to go. So, the green one is the activation, the red does nothing. Had to wake it up. It's really loud. So that little bit of resonance, actually, it's quite loud.
At last,
press and hold, change the font.
The Jedi. At last, we will have revenge.
I don't know if that white flash on class is showing up on the camera very well, but it is. So this is in bright daylight, by the way. Press and hold, change back the font. So there it is. Might need to adjust the sensitivity a little bit. The speaker is really close to that board, so it's going to vibrate a bit and activate some swings, but that's adjusted in the configuration file. Anyway, there it is. There's your Korbanth Sid for Korbanth himself. I like the way it turned out. I like the little chassis thing. It's straight and simple. I wanted to keep the I wanted to make it functional here, and I didn't want and keep it as loud as I could. Keep it simple. There's just so little space in there, so 18350 is about all I could fit. Tried a 14500, just wasn't enough length. I even had to shorten this pommel cap down and put the speaker closer to the edge here, just to accommodate that length. But yeah, so it's real tight. So this pommel cap goes to about right there. Yeah, about right, just a little bit above past the screw. And then you got Nano Biscotti. It's about that long, and an 18350, and not much else space in there because you have a retention ring for the switch and everything. It's just pretty much backed up right to each other. So it's pretty tight. So there it is, guys. That's your super tiny Sid. It is so very small. All right, take it easy, guys.